Hey, I'm Becky. I'm mom of four, and when Breadcraft offered to send me their bread proofing kit, I was so excited. So I'm going to go through and show you everything that's in this box and give you a deep dive of what you would use it for and how I think the quality holds up. But I want to start by telling you that if you purchase this, it is a much better price than if you were to buy all of these things individually. As someone who's been doing sourdough for years, that price in the beginning adds up so quickly that you need to make so many loaves of bread. Not when you purchase this kit. This kit is so affordable and it has literally everything that you need to get started on your bread making journey. It doesn't just have to be sourdough. I just happen to be a sourdough mom. So here inside of your kit, I'm going to run through everything and then I'll tell you a little bit more about it. You have your bread proofing baskets. They are silicone. They are collapsible. You also have your silicone mat for baking, and then you have a mat that you can use to shape your bread. You have the whisk that you would need. You also have this brush to be able to brush things on your bread, and you have your bench scraper. You obviously have your sourdough jar, and then you have your ability to score your bread, and also you have a spatula that is a game changer. Let me give you a deep dive into each of these products and how I use them. Sourdough jar. Obviously, the most important piece of any starter journey is the jar. I love this jar because it is glass, which we know we need. It does not have an interior lip here, so you are not getting a ton of sourdough stuck inside of your jar, which is a big issue for a lot of jars. This does not have that. It's also a very tall jar, so if you are somebody who keeps a lot of starter or you keep a little starter, it will accommodate both. It does have a band so you can keep track of when you last fed it. It also has clear measurements to be able to show you how much rise you've gotten on your starter, and a temperature gauge here so you can tell that your sourdough is happy and that it is in a nice warm area. They also included the cloth that can go on top, which makes this more breathable. Or if you're going to go ahead and stick it in your fridge for any reason, they also included the lid so you can seal it off to stick it in your fridge. They thought everything through on the jar, and it is a great quality. I have shattered several jars, and this one has been a real game changer for me, honestly. Then you get the spatula. If you have ever tried to put a full-size spatula inside of this jar, you know that that is just not even capable of happening. So it has a nice flat edge to be able to scrape all of that sourdough starter off of the sides of your jar. It is a nice, stiff, sturdy spatula for mixing and stirring and keeping your sourdough happy. I love this. It is a necessity, honestly. It is an underestimated tool, truly. Then inside of here, you have your mat. This is going to be a game changer if you are making your loaf on the counter. As someone who typically shapes my loaf on the counter, I have to go back and scrub the counter to get all of that sourdough and starter and everything off of the counter. No longer with this mat. It is dishwasher safe, so as a busy mom of four, I can just toss it in the dishwasher and it's good to go for the next time. It also has helped me to be able to get a more consistent sized loaf. I was having some really oddly shaped loaves before, but now that I have this, I can clearly see like, okay, I'm not quite a circle yet. I need to get a little bit tighter in my form. And the bench scraper, guys, this is so great. So many brands give you a plastic one and they give you a metal one with a nice sturdy handle. You can really shape your loaf with this, and I have not had any problems with it scraping my counter. I have been able to easily lift my loaf. I have been easily able to tighten my loaf shape, and if you are somebody who works with more than one loaf at a time, you can easily cut through the dough to form your separate loaves. So necessary. You obviously have a whisk. If you are somebody who hand whisks your dough, you need this. You definitely need one that looks like this for a reason. It just incorporates the flour and the water and the salt evenly into your bread. If you are somebody who has inclusions, or perhaps you are going to brush on some butter or some water on top of your loaf, this is a great tool for that. And then let's get into these two. If you don't have a silicone mat to bake on, you're missing out, guys. The bottom of my bread was getting burnt consistently, and I switched to having this mat, and not only has it made it easier to put my loaf in and pull it out, but my bottom of my bread is beautiful. So I put my loaf on here before I put it into the oven, and then I just pick it up, put it into my Dutch oven, and then when it's time to take it out to cool, I'm not sticking my hands into that scorching hot Dutch oven anymore. I am just lifting it up with this and setting it on the counter to cool, and my bread bottoms have looked so much better. This is a game changer. This by itself is a game changer. And this by itself costs nearly as much as the entire kit. So, wow. Also, they included 2 bread baskets. Now, why silicone? Let me talk to you. I have had several, and I have had several that have turned into moldy bread baskets because the moisture gets trapped inside of them and they are not easy to clean. With silicone, you are able to throw these in the dishwasher, which as a busy mom of 4, love a dishwasher safe option. Now, they also are so easy to clean inside the sink if you needed to, or to take a brush and wash it out. Also, my dough is not sticking to this. I don't need to have a towel or anything lined in here because of the silicone. My dough gets a great shape. It does get the spiral design that so many of us enjoy, but it also is not sticking to here. I'm not washing towels that have been on the inside. I'm not dealing with excess flour. I'm not dealing with a moldy basket that I can't take care of. This has streamlined that so much. I wish I would have had silicone to begin with, truly. And then because these collapse, they are not taking up a ton of space in my kitchen, which I am also so grateful for. This kit overall, I cannot believe all of these things came out of this box. If you know someone who is looking to start their sourdough journey, this. If you are looking to start your sourdough journey, this. I truly wish that when I would have purchased all of these things years ago, I would have just gotten this from the get-go because they have put everything you need minus the starter inside of one box, and it is affordable, and you too are going to be set up for success for your sourdough journey. So, Breadcraft, thank you.